Okay, we are recording. And now I'm going to share my screen. Welcome back. And today we're going to continue to write a letter. I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. A letter of advice. And you can follow along in your textbook, Unit 3. And I'm going to copy that and put that in the chat as well. You can look along here. And yesterday, we started brainstorming ideas about our topic. So we need to write a letter of advice to a victim of cyberbullying. And a part of our brainstorming involved thinking about what is cyberbullying. That is, what are examples of cyberbullying? And then what can be done about it? Okay. So in order to provide advice, this is the advice part, we have to be able to explain and understand the problem. So yesterday, we were thinking about examples of cyberbullying and then practical things that we can do to solve the problem, or each aspect of the problem. You can follow along on this link as well. Okay. So we were also looking at some of the features of a letter of advice. So in addition to brainstorming content, we were trying to be very specific. Okay. So if you take a look at our ideas, it's important, one, to be specific about who, and I highlight who in orange. It's also important to be specific about the action. So I highlight these verbs in blue. And then it's important to be specific about the place. We can't just say the internet. So I highlight the digital place in red. Okay. So here we have very specific problems about cyberbullying. And then we can have very specific solutions to specific problems. Okay, so that was yesterday. Are there any questions? No? Okay. So today, we're going to start writing sentences and to organize sentences. And we're going to write sentences and organize sentences for the main body that is over here. I think this is the most difficult part. Right. So let's first of all open a document. I see some people have documents open. I think this is Benson's here. This is empty. Who's Minbo? Oh, Bobby. Hi, Bobby. Okay, so Bobby has his complete letter. And who is this? Who is Yeah Ying Ying? Is that Pensy? Might be Pensy. So I have 3 letters shared with me. If you want to share your letter with me, please create a Google Document and then share it with me. Enter my email address. So then I can receive it, and then I can edit your letter. Okay, so let's follow along. Okay, so we have our ideas. Let's start working on the skeleton or the structure. And we need to, first of all, start with a greeting. Who are we greeting? Now, it's not clear from the instructions who the person is. And it's not clear from the instructions our relationship with the person. You can see here that in the sample letter, the writer just makes up a person's name. So I suggest we do the same. I'm going to start my letter with, dear, who should I write to? Dear Charlie. Charlie's a nice name. Okay. So let's start writing our letters by addressing someone. So Benson, you need to address someone. Right? You can see that Bobby has written to Pat. Okay. Dear Pat. Nancy, who are you writing to? Don't write to Charlie. I'm writing to Charlie. You make someone up. You make up another name. You can write to Chris. You can write to John. Oh, great. You're writing to John. Okay, great. And remember, add a comma. Just like that. Good. Oh, Benson, you don't need that colon there. You need a space, not a colon. Good. Nice, Pansy. Okay. All right. So let's actually write topic sentences now. And I think it's important in our topic sentences to do exactly what's being written here. Be clear about what's happening to the person. Okay? So I'll say it again. For the topic sentences of the body paragraphs, be clear about what is happening to the person. Let's take a look at another letter of advice, so we can take a look at those topic sentences too. Okay, here we are. Now I'm on page 60. So this is what's happening. Okay, something's happening with her mom. Okay. So we're describing what's happening, and then we'll describe the solution. Let's take a look at one more. Let's see if we can't find one more. Okay, now that's the same one. Let's see if Dr. Wu can't find one more letter of advice. Ah, here we go. Okay. So I'm looking in a folder with information on writing a letter of advice to Form 2 and Form 6 students. And the Form 6 worksheet's actually quite useful. There's a lot of good language about how to explain the problem. It's excellent. I really recommend this particular worksheet. So all different kinds of ways to introduce the problem and also to give advice. Are there any questions? Okay, so let's quickly identify one part of the problem to talk about for the first body paragraph. So before we can give a piece of advice, let's identify one problem. So I'm over here right now, and I know I will have an introductory paragraph. Now I'm going to first body paragraph and second body paragraph. And I'm going to identify a problem, a part of the problem. Let's see. I'm going to my parts, the things that I wrote. Okay, now I'm going to use some language here. All right. I'm going to identify some phrases I can use. So I'll start with one sentence. If I recall correctly, a student is shouting at you during Zoom lessons. Okay, so that's the topic sentence of my first body paragraph to introduce a part of the problem. I'll write another sentence too. Let's write a second aspect of the problem. Okay, let's find some language that we can use. Use this. In addition, talked about students making fun of you when you speak during Zoom lessons. So I'm going to make some, or color code some things. One, This is the language to introduce problems in a letter of advice. You talked about, if I recall correctly, and again, this is who, who, who. Actually, I'm going to be even more specific of classmates. Okay. So it's not only any student, but someone in your class. And here's the action, very clear action. Okay, these are very clear, nothing's vague. And we're being very clear about where. So these are pretty good topic sentences that are clear about where and who and the actions, what you guys are doing. Okay, now this is a nice connective too. Are there any questions? Okay, so let's write our topic sentences. Benson, you might want to think about topic sentences. All right, you had one idea here. Bobby, let's see. Bobby, actually for everyone, I suggest you download Grammarly for Google Docs. If you download Grammarly, Grammarly will highlight these mistakes in red, and it will create suggestions for you. I recommend downloading Grammarly for Google Docs. So I'm looking at your topic sentences now, Bobby. And first of all, you need to add a space after every comma and full stop. This is problematic. After every full stop or comma, add a space. Do not add a space before a full stop or a comma. Add a space after. So Bobby, if you're there, can you help me to correct this? All right. Add a space after a comma, not before a comma. I'm going to write that down. Can you please add a space before or after? Sorry. After a comma or a full stop, not before a comma or a full stop. Okay. The next thing, just speaking of grammar, is you shouldn't be capitalized. Yeah, you're right, Benson. Bobby might be a little confused, but let's just read the topic sentences first. So we can learn from this. The other thing too is you shouldn't be capitalized. Okay. So the second thing is you isn't the name of a person, and it's not at the beginning of a sentence. So you doesn't need to be capitalized because you isn't the first word of a sentence. Who is asking this? 4A4? 4A4. Who are you? Who is speaking? For A4. Oh, hi, Henry. Henry, you need to open a Google Doc. So, 1, please open a Google Doc. 2, share the Google Doc with me. Dr. Wu. Try that first. Okay. Now, you might want to ask Bobby or Benson or Pensy to help you to share. Pensy, you can write topic sentences too. Okay. Now, take a look at this. I'm going to underline this. I'm going to underline this. Bobby's actually trying to use the same sentence structure. So I'm going to draw now. Do you see this? Bobby first uses connectives. First of all, moreover. Then he uses you. Now he needs to make this, he needs to correct this so the y is small y. Then he tries to say didn't know. Then he tries to make a question. But there are problems. How to, there's a problem here. Not there, here. That's a problem. Okay. So you can see actually, this is correct, this is wrong. This is wrong, this is correct. This is also wrong. How many friends? How many friends? So I'll say it one more time. You can actually see that Bobby is trying to use the same sentence structure in his topic sentences. You see, first of all, you see moreover. You see you, didn't know, didn't know. But the question that he's asking in these sentences or the questions are wrong. This is correct. This is wrong. This is wrong. And this is correct. So you might want to do that. You might want to use the same sentence structure in creating your topic sentences. Come on, Pensy. Let's see. Benson, try writing your topic sentences first. Okay, try writing these first. Okay. My Google account is davidjw@class.cskms.edu.hk. So for everyone, you can share your Google Doc with me here. Let's see if I have any more Google Docs. I have a textbook here. All right. Oh, hey, got a new one. Sec. Chang Hoi. Shared with me. Great. Thank you for sharing with me. Okay, so we have Chang Woon. Thank you. I'm opening that up. And 4A4. Thank you so much. Okay, what are you guys here? Okay, let's see. Shanghai Pen. Yep, okay. Who's Shanghai Pen? You're almost there. You need to write to someone. Give me a name. Chang Wu. Dear Tom, great. Who's short and too fat in WhatsApp? Okay. Now, let's be careful here. Chang Wu, is that you, Moon? This isn't a sentence. Okay. This is not a sentence. There's no verb. Okay. This is not a sentence. You need a verb. Great. Oh, excellent. Pansy, great. Now, this is a sentence. An excellent sentence. Remember to add a space, Pansy. Please add a space after a comma. Good. So I'm going to highlight Pensy's first sentence, her topic sentence. Remember to add the comma, Pensy. You added the space, but you removed the comma. Okay, great. So you can see Pensy used some of the language to introduce a problem in a letter of advice. She used, if I recall correctly, okay? She used this. See the comma? See the comma there? Okay. So that's what she did. And then we are very specific Uh-oh, but there's going to be some confusion here. Okay, so we have a specific person. We have an action. And we have a place. Okay. But, Pensy, who is John? Is John this person or this person or someone else?
I don't know.
Okay, you're confused. Can someone help her? She's writing to John, right? Pensy's writing to John. So who is John? You see, Dr. Wu uses you. I'm going to highlight this in orange. Charlie. All right, I'm writing to Charlie, so I use you. Charlie. You. Okay, so you see I'm writing to Charlie, so I use you in my topic sentences. Right? Okay, I see that too. I see Ben. I'm going to highlight Benson's letter right now. You. Benson, you need to add spaces after each full stop or comma. You. You. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so we see Pat. I'm looking at Bobby's letter now. You. 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 Okay, good. Nice, Pensy. Now you know where John is. Okay, great job, Pensy. Okay. Now, dear Tom, Changao Woon, such you moon. You want to add some language, Moon, and then you need to figure out who's Tom. Okay. You're almost there. Okay, WhatsApp direct messages. All right. Okay. But who? Okay, good. Now you know who Tom is. All right. Okay, good. You have a person now. Chung Hoi Pan. We're writing a letter of advice, and the topic is about cyberbullying. So if you look at the textbook on page 64, okay, follow the textbook instructions on page 64. So yesterday we followed the instructions and we came up with different ideas. These were the ideas that we thought of yesterday. And then today we've started to write our letter. We wrote our greeting. We haven't written our introductory paragraph yet. We're just writing the topic sentences of our body paragraphs. Okay, now we're going to move on. Okay. Pensy, write another topic sentence. Give me two. You're not just writing one body paragraph. You too,
Okay.
Moon. Give me at least two topic sentences. Okay. Now let's take a look at the second sentence in a body paragraph. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay. So in the second sentence, you see some interesting language, like in this case. That's good. And then something that you can do. Right? There are actually some interesting features of the second sentence. There are things that your friend can do. And it's in a certain voice. Okay, let me show you. In this case, okay, so this is language that we can also use to introduce a solution. Okay, in this case, you so what can you do? So what can we do in this case? This case, actually, this is a little different. In this case, the teacher should mute classmate. Okay. So here we go. I have a specific person. I have the verb, oh, and the modal verb as well. It's the wrong one. Okay, so now I'm starting to provide the advice or the solution to the problem. In this case, the teacher should mute your classmate. Now I'm going to write the second sentence of my second body paragraph. You may want to ignore the student or classmates. Try to ignore So I just created an imperative sentence. And that means when you're giving instructions, sometimes you can just omit you. So you can just say, try to ignore. Because we understand that the subject is you. Right? So I'll show it to you in the textbook. Do you see here? There's no subject in this sentence. There's no subject here in this sentence. Look, there's no subject in this sentence. It starts with the verb. In all these cases, the subject's actually you. That's interesting. In all these cases, the subject is you. See if we can find it in another example, in another letter of advice. No, we don't see it. That's okay. All right, do we have any questions right now? Okay. The first topic sentence, first body paragraph, this is the topic sentence. Write about one part of the problem. The problem is cyberbullying. But what is cyberbullying? There are many parts to cyberbullying. Do you see here on this screen? We actually created many examples or parts of cyberbullying. So you need to write about a particular part of cyberbullying. Then you can provide the advice. So you have to brainstorm. Otherwise, you can follow some of these ideas that we had. And then in the second sentence, you start providing the solution. You can use language too. Let's see if I can't add another phrase here. And so in your second sentence, you might want to try using some of these expressions. Or, in this case, so not only the second sentence, but subsequent sentences in your body paragraphs, you might try to use this language here. Okay, let's take a look at what you guys are doing. Okay. Remember to put some spaces here. Uh-oh, it's not you. Mm-mm. Need to change that word. Need to add a space. Add a space after every full stop and comma. Thank you. As far as I know, oh, good. Nice. That's great. Uh-oh, you have to watch out for the tense, Moon. What tense is this? What verb tense is this? What verb tense is this? Same thing, Moon, just like last time. Can you be more specific? Can you be more specific? Which social media? All right, so if we take a look at yesterday's brainstorming, we have very specific social media: Instagram post, Facebook page, we had WhatsApp direct messages, Instagram post, Zoom lesson. So try to be more specific. Okay, Benson, you need to capitalize I. I must be capitalized. Okay, and you have to capitalize the first letter of every sentence. Now, Benson, I'm looking at your topic sentence and, oh wow. And I don't see any full stops. I don't see any full stops. Is this entire paragraph one sentence? One sentence. Now, the second thing I see is your first clause isn't very specific. This first clause is not specific at all. I'm going to highlight this. Orange, you. Take a look at our ideas. These were very specific. What you wrote yesterday was very specific. But now what you're writing is not specific at all. You can just write a simple sentence, just like this. A student posted on his Facebook page that he hated you. And that's that. Okay, Bobby, let's capitalize names. It's good that you're writing this again. Please capitalize names. Okay, great. And remember, add a space, full stop, and every comma. Now, Bobby, you should follow along and focus. Write the topic sentences of your main, write the topic sentences of your body paragraphs. Okay, if I recall correctly. In addition, okay. Pensy, remember, add a space after every comma and every space after every comma and every stop. Okay. Okay. Good. I like this as well, Pensy. Some students, okay. Send messages, okay. That's not it. On Instagram, okay. Sure. And they laugh. Now, Pensy, they laugh at. They laugh at you. Okay. I think you should write another sentence. Write another sentence. You can say, they call you fat. They don't call you John, they call you fat. Good. Nice, Pensy. In this case, okay, they call you fat. You can write another sentence. Right. Good. All right. This is good. Who is this? Who's number 5? This is great. Let's hear things about you, Tom. Okay. Now my question is, what did the student say? What hurtful things did the student say? That should be your next sentence. Then you can give the advice. Okay. What advice should you give? I'm hello. Okay, let's be careful. it's first of all, not fist of all. I want to write topic sentences, just like what Dr. Wu was doing. He just wrote a topic sentence, then a second sentence, a topic sentence, then a second sentence. I'm going to write a third sentence now. Nancy, what is this? I'm confused.
Trọng量係 W， 呢度畫得衰啲。哦。
Okay. Now I'm going to write a third sentence. I'm going to make an if sentence. You may need to tell your teacher to do this. If cannot ignore your classmates, ignore your classmates. You can tell your teacher. Sure. Do something. If your teacher doesn't mind, you can make fun of their classmates. Okay, so for your second and third sentences, remember, you can also use the language here. Have you ever thought about, how about you, if I were you? So let me try to use some of that language. If I were you, I would. Say, it might be a good idea. It might be a good idea to tell your teacher to do this. Okay. So here comes, it might be a good idea to, using that language again, tell your teacher to do this. Now let's try changing. If I were you, I would. Okay. However, I. If I were you, I would make fun of my classmates. Okay, so here's the structure. All right, any questions? You can see what I've done today. Yep. First, created a Google Doc. Second, made a greeting. Third, wrote topic sentences. Fourth, I wrote other sentences, the second and third sentences for each body paragraph. Then for each topic sentence and subsequent sentence, I tried to use some language. Okay. Language that we can find here in this worksheet. I'm going to send that to you. It's useful to introduce problems and to introduce advice. We used very clear verbs. We're very clear about who. And we're very clear about where. Okay. I don't know, Benson. I'm looking over here, Benson, at your writing. I don't see a full stop here at all. I'm highlighting. I don't see a full stop. I don't see a full stop. This is a really long sentence, Benson. 2, 4. It's 5 lines, this sentence. Take a look at Dr. Wu's sentences. Dr. Wu's sentence doesn't even finish 1 line. You might want to use more full stops. Okay, this is good. Here we go, Bobby. Now remember, use the past tense. Use the past tense and be consistent. The person is not fat anymore. This is a good start. Your classmate sent picture. Now, can you be a bit more specific here, Bobby? Be specific. Which social media site? All right. In addition, some students send messages and laugh. Okay. You need to write another sentence here. This should be at. At. Okay, and then you can start writing your second and third sentences. Okay, good. Oh, wow, who is this? Is that you, Moon? If I were you, this is great, Moon. Okay. Oh, this is excellent, Moon. Super, Moon. Oh, man, this is awesome. Now, which adults? Be specific. Which adults? Okay. Suppose one about you. This said you. Okay, you need to have a sentence here. Please insert. Where is the verb? Okay. Next, what advice? What should Tom do? Okay. Good, Moon. What else can Tom do? Okay. Nice job, Moon. Okay. All right, we're done for today. Any questions? So I was thinking we can meet on Thursday. Could we meet at 9 o'clock on Thursday? Okay. 0900 Thursday. We'll finish body paragraphs. Well, actually, we'll just try to finish letters of advice. All right. I'm going to stop recording now.